What's up guys, welcome back to the back of my truck again. In the previous video I was basically talking about the experience that I had when I went camping in the back of the truck for the first time. Go and check that out if you've missed it. But basically I was talking about all the things that it was like a beta test when I went camping, and I talked about the things, if I was going to go camping again, what are the things that I was missing, what are the things that I needed. And today I'm actually going to do a little unboxing and testing this. So this was one of the things that I think I was going to need if I was going to do any sort of like winter camping or nights when it's just a bit too cold. And of course, because of the cost of living crisis, we're probably going to use one of these in our living room because we can't actually afford to turn the heating on. So this is going to be for the truck and our home. Ooh, green. Now this was quite affordable. Can't remember how much this was, but it was very, very cheap. Now, in today's video, I've also got my camping stove in here. And the reason why I've got the camping stove is because it uses the same gas cartridge as this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some hot chocolate on the stove, and we're going to use the heater in the back of the truck as well. That's why it is winter and I'm still wearing shorts, because I want to test to see how good and how much this little campfire works, how well it works in the back of the truck. Welcome back to Dan's review. So far it's aesthetically pleasing. We've got this which sort of swivels, which is kind of nice. We've got a little handle in case you wanted to carry a fire with you. And we've got these, which is very similar to the gas stove. And I'm guessing you just open this up somehow. There we go. And you put your gas in there. Click it into place. And then, boom, off you go. I should have cleaned this. I had some spicy food last night. And I don't mind spicy food. It's just like, I enjoy it going in. It's coming out that's like, oh, it's just hassle, isn't it? It's like drinking alcohol. It's great when you start drinking, you get merry, you get tipsy, it's fun. And then the next day it's just like you're hungover. Similar sort of vibe with like eating spicy food. It's like you enjoy it at the time, but then you know you're going to pay for it the next day. Now I got this on eBay, and you could just like type in like camping heater, and a whole bunch come up, and they're all different brands, but they're pretty much the same product. This one is Volks. We're going to call it Volks. They mostly come in black and green. Got my little trusty tote bag with everything in. So like I said, I'm gonna be making some hot chocolate, so it's not gonna be just a boring video. Got my semi-skimmed milk, but most importantly, we've got butane cartridges. Only use this gas heater with butane gas cartridges. Little saucepan action. Instant hot chocolate by Cadbury's. We've got a couple of chocolate digestives to go with that. One of those bad boys. And of course, a Guns N' Roses mug. Let's get to the hot chocolate in just a moment. Let's see if we can have a go at this. All right. Now the only thing I'm missing is like a carbon monoxide detector thing. I've opened a window and this is basically a test. So I didn't realize you've got to pull this ring out and then turn the thing, so, okay. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, that's just gone out. How long do you hold this out? Pull the ring out, turn the knob. Okay, it's on. One of the cool things about these little camp heaters is that even on full max on the dial, can last up to like 2.5 hours. Heat heat. We've got heat. The only thing is my current camping situation is that the bed here would have a bed on it. It would have the air mattress on top. So there's nowhere really this can go, unless of course I put like a box on top of the mattress and then put that on there and then maybe let everything sort of, let the whole rear of the truck heat up. I don't know. That's hot. That's really warm. And we're on halfway. I think I'm going to have to turn this heater off because it is so hot. It's so hot. Okay, so I'm going to need to get some more milk. I basically went to go and move the tripod and I knocked the saucepan over. Great. Everything is wet and milky. I said, didn't I, in the last video, like having one of those camp heaters in such a small space would heat the place up like that. Right, whilst the milk is heating up, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a little Q&A. So this might become like a monthly thing that I do here on the channel, but basically I thought I'd do a Q&A because I still get the same sort of questions on Instagram, especially in the DMs, like people asking the same thing over and over again. I feel like I keep having to explain myself quite a lot. And I thought, why don't I just do one of these videos where I explain things and then hopefully people will stop asking the same questions. But the thing is, not everybody watches these videos. And like, obviously I have an Instagram, and there's people that don't watch YouTube. They don't, don't click on the videos when I upload. So I get it. Like, some people don't have the time. They'd probably rather watch normal TV or whatever. I think like nowadays, people are watching more YouTube, Netflix, that sort of thing. And I think less and less people are watching real TV. If they are watching real TV, they're probably watching like a catch-up app, like iPlayer or something. But I'm just rambling on. I'm so good at rambling on. But yeah, Q&A. Don't get cocky. Just pour the milk, dude. I don't know how everybody else makes their hot chocolate, but I've found that this method is such a good way to make hot chocolate. I don't use any water anymore. It's just all milk and powder. And I did not put enough milk in there, so the ratio is the ratio of milk to powder is not good. So I probably just ruin this drink now. The first question on our little Q&A is, what's going on with Old Volks Home? So for those of you that are new here, basically I created a YouTube channel. God, we're going back now. A few years ago, I had a UK Caddy, which was like a dark red colour. Anybody that's been here a while knows what that was and knows the story by now. But anyway, for those that are new, I had this UK Caddy, and being me, I made a YouTube channel, and my initial thing was to document everything that I do, because this Caddy that I bought needed some work. So I thought, I'll document everything that I do on this Caddy, I'll put it on the YouTube channel, and let's see if it can help other people in the same sort of boat. Remember, I'm still not mechanically inclined. I still go to other people for help with mechanical stuff. Cheers. Oh, that's good. I started a channel. It was called the Monster Caddy. Now the reason why it's called Monster Caddy is because it's sort of like a play on the word monster. The Volkswagen Caddy Mark 1 that I had loads of random parts in it already. Like it had an engine from a Mark 3 Golf GTI, and it had like bits from a Land Rover in there and other bits and bobs, seats from somewhere else, interior from, you know, just all this stuff from other vehicles, and it was very Frankenstein monster-esque. And I thought, you know, if I'm going to have a YouTube channel, it'd be cool to have like a mascot for it and like a logo, and the logo was like, you know, a Frankenstein's monster. And then of course everybody knows the story about this, how I got this truck. If you haven't, go back and watch some of the videos, but basically I got this one, and so this to me isn't a Caddy, it's a Rabbit pickup. We're not going to have that argument here, but I thought instead of the YouTube channel being called the Monster Caddy, let's call it the Monster Rabbit. Changed the name. Then I became friends with a guy called Aaron, and me and him were very similar in terms of like we had the same sort of we were in the same sort of headspace. We wanted to create something. We wanted to go ahead and do like clothing, and we actually wanted to do parts, like car parts, like steering wheels, and you know, so on and so forth. And so we came up with the idea of this brand called Mark 1 Motorworks. And of course that fizzled out. It sort of felt like I was doing absolutely everything. I changed the name of the YouTube channel that I started, which was basically, like I said, about my truck and the things that I was doing to my truck. And it became, I changed the name from the Monster Caddy, the Monster Rabbit, to Mark 1 Motorworks. And like I said, that sort of fizzled out. We did a couple of videos together, and then I never heard from him ever again, even though I've been reaching out to him, but sometimes life goes that way. Anyway, ended up changing the name back to the Monster Rabbit, because obviously Mark 1 Motorworks was not a thing anymore. I was at VW Action, and I met a guy called Matt, and he came over and said, we should do an engine swap, make it a YouTube series. And he wanted to put like a 20 valve in. And I was like, nah, my whole reasoning is that I want this to, be great on fuel. I want to do long distance drives. I need a bulletproof engine. I want to do a PD conversion. And he was like, fine, we'll do that. And I was like, okay, mate, yeah, sure. Lo and behold, we end up meeting up again. We organised and arranged to do the engine swap. So we did that. And then I thought me and him were a great team. And it was sort of both of our decision to make this sort of brand happen and do like clothing and do bits and bobs, do a video channel. Basically we wanted to do a YouTube channel which was sort of showing people cool stuff like engine swaps on various different vehicles and doing different things. And of course Matt is very much a mechanic and I'm very much not. I'm very much someone who can document things. I can make videos, I can do loads of stuff, I can do podcasts and stuff like that, technical stuff, photography, yada yada yada. I can make stuff look nice. I can start a brand, let's say. And Matt is a wizard, I'll give him that. And I thought, what a great team. A mechanic and someone who can do presenting and do all the technical stuff combined. And we came up with the name Old Volks Home. This is such a long answer and I'm so sorry. But Old Volks Home, it was sort of like a play on the, the term old folks home. Basically Matt's garage was like an old retirement home for all these old vehicles, and we'd sort of keep them alive. Old Volks Home. Anyway, we did that for a little while, and we did the engine swap, and we did clothing, and we did, like I said, various videos. Worked with a few different brands like Dodo Mat and Newton Commercial and some others, and it was great. And me and Matt we're still good friends. The only thing is like we realized he's very, very much into Volkswagen T4s, the transporters, and I'm very much into these, the Caddies, the Rabbits. And so I thought, what would be a good idea is if we went our separate ways in terms of the YouTube channel. I had a channel which still was targeted towards these vehicles, and he had a channel dedicated to T4s. He is more dedicated to like T4 stuff, and when we started to film T4 stuff and put it on essentially my channel, which was called Old Volks Home, changed the name, and as soon as we started putting T4 stuff on the YouTube channel, the views really dropped, and the feedback I was getting is like, the people were saying like, we don't want to see T4 stuff. We've been here from the beginning watching the Caddy, now the Monster Rabbit. We've been here at the beginning watching the first UK Caddy, now the Rabbit pickup, which is essentially the same thing. And we don't really want to see the T4 stuff. So I was like, fair enough. So Matt's got a channel now which is dedicated to T4s and all that stuff that he does. And he's got like his own business as well. And then obviously this channel is dedicated to all my little adventures. And I didn't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So to come full circle, Old Volks Home used to be a YouTube channel, a clothing brand, a podcast, Instagram and all that. Now, I changed the name to just Old Volks. Now, Old Volks Supply is a clothing brand which is inspired by Volkswagen Mark 1s, the Caddy, the pickups, that sort of thing. So we're just literally about to drop. I say we, I mean I, but it sounds good when you say we. It sounds like I've got a whole team, but really I'm just doing everything. But I'm gonna do the winter drop tomorrow, which is like, I've done this whole winter collection and I'm really excited. This weekend, so when this video goes out, I suppose, you can basically go onto the shop, buy something that's like £25, which is like most t-shirts, and you get free socks. As long as you use the code SOCKY at the checkout, you'll get a free pair of socks. So I thought that was quite cool, and so we'll do a winter drop. That was such a long-winded answer, I'm so sorry. All right, the next question sent in by Kieran. Am I going to shave the beard? No, I made the mistake of shaving it early on in the year, and it was an ultra mistake. So I'm going to keep growing the beard because it hides the double chin, and I should get some more products. That was another question that someone sent me, is what products do I use on the beard? The answer is I just like use conditioner. There's actually this company called Beard Brand, which I really want to get some of their products. There's a beard, I think it's a beard oil, and it's called Old Money, I think. I've been watching Beard Brand for a while. They do videos like how to do like men's grooming, how to like maintain, you know, your beard, your hair and all that stuff. So highly recommend those guys, by the way, if you're trying to grow a beard and shape it and stuff. I was talking to someone the other day and it just occurred to me that not many people know this, but when you come out of the shower, to dry your beard, don't use a towel. Use like a Tangle teaser, and then use like a hot, use a hairdryer on heat and like blow it, and obviously you're drying it, but then when it's all dry, use the hairdryer. I can't believe I'm explaining this on this channel. Use your hairdryer and hold down the cold button and blow it in the direction you want the beard to be in place. Does that make sense? So like you blow it with the hot, you heat up, and then use the cold button on the hairdryer to essentially freeze the hair in place. Does that make sense? Not a lot of people knew that, and I think it's the same thing works with the hair on your head, if you've got any, if you're blessed in that way. Anyway, next question. The ATS pepper pots, they are, like I said, they've been a dream wheel of mine for a long time. I first saw them on Ben Quetek's Mountain Green truck when I first saw it, and I was like, oh my god, look at those wheels, they just match so well. Ever since I saw one of those first, I'll throw up the photo now, I've still got it saved. And they're great. The only thing is they only come in 13-inch wheels. Like, as far as I'm aware, they're only available in 13-inch, which means they're really diddy. And when you've got a PD 130 in the front, the PD is such a tall engine. The sump is like 3 fingers from touching the ground. So I actually tried to go somewhere the other day, and I actually had to go a completely different way, a long way around, because I couldn't get over the speed bump. Ridiculous. So the only drawback from having the 13-inch wheels and the tires I've got are 175/50, it just makes the truck a lot, like, I still wanted to like change the suspension in the front to go a little bit lower, but I just physically can't. I wouldn't be able to drive anywhere. But so that's the only drawback. The positives are they look really cool. They look great. My whole thing with the truck has always been like, it needs to be practical, and these wheels on the truck are going from practical to impractical, meaning like I can't actually go everywhere, and I'm avoiding potholes. I'm going stupidly slow over small speed bumps, and it's just like, I need to do something. Like, maybe way in the future I need to like do something, maybe go to 15-inch wheels maybe, but I need to cross that bridge when it comes to, if I get sick of these, if I get sick to death, or something happens with these wheels, I don't know, but in the back of my head, like, I'd love to do air ride, meaning like I'd love to do air ride where I can just, if something does happen, like I need to go over a certain speed bump, I can just up we go. Or if I need to put something heavy in the back of the truck, because I do use this truck for going to the tip and stuff like that, so it'd be great to have air ride. It's just the cost of air ride, it's ridiculous. Right, it's getting a little bit dark in here, so I thought I'd get this lantern that I used when I went camping last. I got this very recently, but this is the one where I had it on like this setting, which is like the dimmer setting, and it was just, it lasted like 2 hours, and then it's so cheap, but even the handles snapped off and stuff. But anyway, this is definitely going to spark some controversy and conversation, arguments, and so at the risk of all that, since I got this truck, I fell in love with, obviously I fell in love with the colour like 10 years before I even got the truck, but I fell in love with the patina of the truck when I first got it. But the only thing is, now a lot of you know where I'm going with this now, the thing is, because this truck is originally from California, and I'm not in California where it's sunny every single day. I live in England where it rains nearly constantly. It's like more than 2/3 of the year it rains, and the rust and the patina is getting worse. I've noticed it's getting worse. I'm strongly considering painting the truck. Not yet, but next year, like this time next year, I'm thinking about taking it apart and going up and seeing my friend Kieran and spending a few weeks on this and getting it pretty much immaculate. Now go with me on this. The reasoning for it, like I said, one of the main reasons is that the rust on this truck is getting worse. There's bubbling of paint on the A-pillars, both of them, which is a normal place for these trucks to sort of rust. And just like there's various places on the truck where there's already holes, like on the driver's door, there's 2 like, almost like bullet holes. There's 2 holes in the door, which just goes straight through to the cab. So not good at all. And I know that if I try and repair those patches, it's not going to look good if you're trying to recreate patina and put fresh mountain green paint on a patch. It's not going to look the same green, because obviously this has been sun-kissed and it's sort of gone chalky. The other thing as well, speaking of holes, all the way around the truck has got leftover holes from where someone drilled through to put in those like tie-down hooks. There's 3 on each side of the truck and then 2 on the tailgate, which completely ruins the tailgate, because all it is just 3 holes times 8 around the truck. And because those because the tie down things have been on there for such a long time, underneath it has rusted little rings. So on the tailgate, it looks like it says O Volkswagen O, which is just, it really annoys me every single time I look at the tailgate. In the bed of the truck, there is a huge sort of like, I don't know, like gaping hole, which is just rust. And that's got worse over time. There's just various places on the truck where I look at it and I just think, oh, that's getting worse. That's getting bad. Seen me put on the boiled linseed oil like 3 times a year just to try and protect this stuff. But the fact is, I live in the UK where it just rains all the time, and it's making this rust worse. When I first got the truck, in my head it was like 90% of me was keep the patina, keep the original paint, and 10% of me was like, oh, I want this to be mint. I want to 10% of me was like, let's paint it. And over the course of owning this truck now, it's sort of flipped the other way around. Like 90% of me is, let's try and restore this. Let's try and make this beautiful again. And then 10% of me is like, oh yeah, but mountain green trucks really suit patina and all that. But it's like, there's this constant bickering in my head of what to do. And then of course I look online and there's like other owners of these old Mark 1s, and they're just like cutting them in half and creating trailers out of them, which is really cool. And there's just people just chopping stuff up and repainting stuff, doing whatever the hell they want. So on the one hand, if I paint over this 1 year only color from 1980, people are going to have a go. People are going to shout their opinion, and that's fine, you're entitled to it. But on the other hand, I would love to have something that I really want to take pride, and I mean I do take pride enjoying it now already, but I mean I love detailing a car. I love looking after the paintwork. I love really taking my time. I find it so therapeutic to like just wash a car for a whole morning or afternoon or whatever. I find so much joy in, you know, cleaning a car and protecting the paint and stuff like that, and I just feel like I can't really do that with this, because it is just like, I find patches on this truck where like the paint is like so nice, but then like literally a foot away is like this fucking great big rust patch or dent, and it's just like, it just ruins the whole thing for me. And I've always wanted to have a vehicle that I really take care of. Whereas right now, like obviously I kick the door shut, don't really care if it's got like a hole in the door, do you know what I mean? So it's like, I actually want to take care of something. And I'm saying all this now, and I've been thinking about this for like a solid year now, and I've come to the decision I want to do it. And of course, I won't actually do it for another year, because we've got Caddy campers in 2024, and I want to obviously do that without having this off the road. So, and remember, this is my daily driver. You know, I don't have another vehicle that I can, you know, go to work in and nip to the shops with. This is my everyday vehicle. So there's that to consider. Now, I know there's going to be so many different opinions, and there's people going to be messaging me on Instagram like saying, don't do it. But it's like, each to their own, isn't it, really? And the other thing as well to consider is I have no plans to sell this truck. This is my forever truck. I'm not going to sell this. It's a tough one to I can't sort of like explain my answer in just a couple of minutes. There's so much that has gone into this decision, like so much. I want to make this truck look like it did when it first came out of the factory in Westmoreland. I want to make it look absolutely mint. I don't want to take it to shows and all that stuff. That's not my scene. That's not my thing. And that's not my thing. So I think I just want to have something really nice to look after. And I am a massive fan of the mountain green paint. Like I can get that stuff made up, and Kieran is a fantastic painter and bodywork person, and I know he'll do an amazing job. Obviously you guys know who that is. He's been on the channel many times before. I fully trust him, and I just know that we can make something like this go from this scabby, sun-dried, wet mess, like with all the dents and rust and holes, and we can turn it into a nice mint mountain green truck that I can appreciate more and more and take care of it. And yeah, I just want something to really look after now, you know. It is getting colder now, so let's pull the ring out, and then whoa, Christ. There we go. So that's the camping heater, which I'm debating whether to go camping in the truck one last time this side of the year. Like, it's November now, we're going into December, and I'm debating whether to take the truck and go camping and really test out the heater. But I don't know. There's a few spots here on the Isle of Wight where I could sort of go wild camping. They're mainly sort of like car parks and little places off the road. So I'm debating whether to do a video where I sort of like go wild camping and try and do like a stealth camp. But I'm really enjoying the whole pickup truck camping sort of, I don't know, lifestyle slash scene, whatever. I found some amazing YouTubers and people on Instagram that are doing the same thing. Not necessarily in a Mark 1 pickup, but in like Toyotas and other campers and Ford F-150s and stuff. And some of the stuff that people are doing is just so like, oh, inspiring. Like, they've got the camper shell, very similar to this one, and they're just doing it, you know. And it's like, I'm picking up so many ideas of, you know, things that they've got, and it's just great. And I'm really enjoying this sort of new era. Like I said a few videos ago when I picked up this camper shell, I said, like, this is gonna spark like a new era of the truck, a new age of owning this truck, and that heats up really quickly. Like, it heats up this whole space very quickly. Highly recommend getting one of these. I'll link this in the description below so you can get your hands on this. Look, it's so small, and it uses the same canister as it does with the single hob there. Why would you not want one of these? The only thing is, it doesn't come with like a carry case. Like with the hob, obviously it comes with like a little carrying box, but that is sort of just out. And yeah, I mean, it's got a handle, but it hasn't got its own little case, but never mind. All right, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this sort of like Q&A, give me a little thumbs up, and go and find me on Instagram if you want to send me a question for me to do one of these again in the future. That'd be cool. I don't mind sort of explaining things. I'm sure there's a lot that I left out. A few people are sort of the same sort of questions. Most of it is like mechanical stuff, things that I don't even know the answer to, and I have to sort of like send them to Matt. So yeah, I'll try my very best, but I really enjoy this. This is money well spent right here, and I'm about to take it indoors because like I said before, we can't afford to heat our own living room. So thanks for watching today's video. In the future, I'm going to be doing more adventurous videos rather than sitting in the back of my truck talking. So look forward to that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.
Turn up the 80s, sounds of the 80s. Rhapsody the greatest hit the day my mama made me. 99 problems why I don't look or sound like Jay-Z. I'm lazy, won't fit in a grave, my wave is